Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Let's talk about an uncivilized mutt. The animal was caught on camera brutally beating a 3-year-old boy, according to authorities. Police officers were dispatched to the apartment complex around 5:20 p.m. to investigate the assault. Waco police said Paul Thames, 29, is the man seen in the Ring doorbell camera footage allegedly beating the child. The Ring doorbell footage captured this monster picking up the toddler and hitting him at least 5 times in the torso with a closed fist. The boy was heard crying as the man pulled him up by his face and asked, "Are you gonna stop playing?" The man then walked away with the child. Police say the child was taken to a hospital where he was evaluated and later released. So what about the uncivilized mutt? He surrendered to authorities and was charged with injury to a child, a 3rd-degree felony. He was given a $200,000 bond. I don't understand why. He is a danger to society. Why give someone a bond? I mean, I know a $200,000 bond ain't the easiest bond to make, but why even give him a chance at it? Why? Like, somebody like that don't deserve bond. They do not deserve to be in society amongst the civilized. You prosecutors, your first job, your number one priority is to protect the public. Public safety is your number one job, and you can't even do that. Ain't no way if I was the prosecutor, I would have given him a bond. No way possible. Oh, he gonna rot, and I'm gonna make sure he get it. So what's the penalty here? In Texas, for injury to a child, 3rd-degree felony, you can face 2 to 10 years in prison, plus a potential fine of up to $10,000, depending on factors like the specific mental state, intentionally knowing, and the severity of the injury. Bodily injury, not serious. This charge applies when a person knowingly or intentionally causes bodily injury, physical pain, or impairment to a child, notes the Crowder law firm. Now, for all of you, that's my child and mind your business folks, let me tell you something, you uncivilized mutt. This is our business when you abuse a child, because when that child grows up traumatized, angry, broken, dangerous, it's the rest of us who have to deal with the damage that your ass caused. It is our business. That's why I made it my business years ago. My daughter was about 4 or 5 years old, and I take her to the Marble Slab. It's a creamery, an ice cream place, right? It's an ice cream parlor. We get there. It's a dude, black dude. He's chastising this little boy. Couldn't have been more than 5, 6 years old. I'm standing in line with my daughter. It's about 2, 3 more customers. And then it's him, the little boy, and a woman. He grabs the little boy by the neck and lifts him up. Motherfucker, didn't I tell you to don't ask for nothing? I'm in shock. Whoa. So, but I got my daughter with me. I want to make contact immediately, but I got my daughter with me. So I got to think this thing out because I can't put her in harm's way. So I go outside, I step outside, and I run down one of those mall cops, right? White dude. He got the gun on, he got the badge. I'm thinking he got a little authority, right? I tell him what happened. While I'm outside talking to the cop, Buddy comes out with the kid and the woman. The cop stops him. So I send my daughter, I put my daughter in the car, and I'm standing out there with the cop. The cop stops him and asks him about, what I had just described. And he was like, man, he lying. I ain't do that shit. Willie D, you need to mind your own business. I said, that is my business. Do me like that. And the cop was like, yeah, now calm down. Yeah, just he questioned him and he let him go. Just like that. He just let him go. So I said, why'd you let him go? He said, man, I got 3 boys and sometimes they get out of line like that. And sometimes I have to rough them up a little bit. The reason why there are so many uncivilized mutts roaming the streets is because there are uncivilized mutts in position of authority who do nothing about it. This is how a dangerous animal can attack a 3-year-old child and be let back out on the streets, or at least be given an opportunity to be let back out on the streets. What is he going to do if he come in contact with that child again, or another child, or even other people, period? If he did that child like that, imagine what he's doing to his mother. And you mothers, shoe fit wag, y'all gotta stop being more concerned about some DICK than your child. A mother's first obligation is to protect her child. That goes for fathers too. But it's just something about mothers. There's something about mothers protecting their child. That's just like, you can't even imagine a real mother not doing that, right? Now we know a lot of mothers fall short, but the overall consensus is that mothers protect their children, right? We gotta look out for each other, because if we don't, we're gonna have hell to pay. See, we've been trying that mind your own business thing for a couple of decades now, probably about 20, 30 years now. We've been trying that mind your own business thing. How that's working out? It ain't. Now you got people who are so bold who can come into the community and snatch a child right out of their front yard because everybody's minding their business. People who harm children do not get to hide amongst us. They got to be exposed and held accountable. We can't be so fixated on making sure that we get justice when people outside of the community violate, but we give the people within the community a pass. The people within the community, in my opinion, has a greater responsibility to do right by the community. They should be held at a higher standard than anybody. So when they fall short, they should feel the full wrath of the community. This dude is harming this kid, he's hurting this kid, he's traumatizing this kid. This kid is going to grow up and he's going to come into contact with somebody else's kid. It's going to take more than a hope and a prayer for him to be on the right track. Today's abused child is tomorrow's abusive adult. Look at that uncivilized mutt's behavior. He was conditioned. That didn't happen overnight. He was probably beaten from inception. He was probably abused in the womb. Mama probably was doing drugs and alcohol. Who knows? But that's conditioning. And what he's doing now is passing that generational trauma down to that kid. And next thing you know, that kid will be doing the same thing. And what do you hear people saying? Well, my mama did me like my daddy did me like that. I turned out all right. Did you? I hear people who talk about how they was beaten with extension cords all the time, talk about how they turned out all right. Because they're doing now to their children what was done to them. So they try to justify it. They try to justify that mistreatment based on how they were raised. They try to make excuse. Well, I turned out all right. Really? Did you? You think it's all right to whoop on a kid until they bleed, until they knot up? You think that's cool? Something is wrong with you. It's a lot of parents out there who are mentally unstable. I don't know how you fix it, because mentally unstable people get horny too. Crazy people get horny. Monsters get horny. Animals get horny and they hunch. They don't raise children, they breed them. This dude, he would not survive in a unit where there's real solid dudes. He's not going to survive in that type of environment. Like the cats that I know that are locked up or who have been locked up, if they were in a unit with him and they saw a video like that, they would go all the way in. Not because they're perfect, they're special or anything like that. It is because a lot of my friends were abused as kids too. And it's triggering to see a child get beat up like that. This uncivilized mutt need to be put down. He's in the McLennan County Jail, if anybody wanted to know. No more talk.